Well, how's it going, Kingsmen? Welcome back to another NTW3 battle. Today we have a 4v4 with some of the most insanely close amount of kills. And actually, man, got some Russian cavalry and Spanish guerrillas. Man, they emptied into those lancers. No, guys, this battle, I don't know who wins. It says on the results draw, but with the kills on both sides, how insanely high they are. I mean, I don't know if they're even having an army left to decide who wins. I mean, we're going to discover this together about who actually truly won this battle. But I'm telling you, you want to stick around for what is going to be an amazing fight. Some really good players on both sides. Now let's look at the French first. We have an 11-point France Ottoman, 8-point Russia, a Denmark, I honestly don't know the points for that one, and 9-point Rhine, France Rhine. Now on the coalition, 9-point Ottoman, who is set up in the front with some of the 7-point España, who has some guerrilla deployments. You also have the UK-10. UK-10 being a very fun faction to play. Looks like he has some crosshairs, a lot of heavier cavalry. And then the 9 UK Portugal with the rest of that Spanish army marching in reserve, reinforcing. Looks like we have Denmark going on the flank here. Prussia is going to be facing a little bit of almost 2 fights here. So they are going to be helping to try to hold off 3 French or 3 Imperial armies until reinforcements get up. As well as the Ottomans are holding 3, and the Prussians are going to hold probably 2, because you potentially have a French army that's going to roll down here, and the Denmark army that's going to roll down here. Who knows exactly how they're going to hold this? Obviously, they have artillery set up. They are willing to fight for this position. The Ottomans have trenches. They have sappers that set up some mines in several places, even along this road. And stakes. So they are very determined, guys. I guess you could put your bets in the comments now. Are they going to hold this position until the enemy or until their allies get up, or are they going to break? That is the real question. Now, they are unlimbering this artillery, so once again, they are deciding to keep holding onto this position. You can see the French have set up some guns. Saw the puff of smoke from the cannons. Not a lot of French infantry yet. We, of course, do have some light infantry rolling up this way. Ooh, some carabiniers. Maybe a push on the left side through the forest. Obviously, you can see in the mini-map that Denmark army pushing up quite aggressively. In fact, that may actually be the first real contest. The first real fight that we have here. These guys are still hidden. They may get a nice ambush off depending on what Denmark sees. More cavalry hovering over. I mean, guys, Prussia has a lot of crosshairs. That's going to be very, very useful for them. The artillery in an excellent position to start shelling the advancing Denmark army. Ooh, actually, I think we have another clash on this far side, maybe. Yes, we do. Artillery getting charged. Oh, that could be huge for the French alliance. Of course, the tree line going to make it a little more difficult for the, cavalry to actually move around at ease. These hussars, oh no, the Spanish may lose their artillery piece. It's not looking too good, guys, and they do break. Maybe they'll come back. We don't actually truly know. Still not seeing a whole lot forming up. Now over here, it does look like Prussia has made contact with Denmark's line. Both sides now start exchanging volleys to the brush. And that fight's obviously more artillery firing from Denmark, setting up in a line. We do have some French infantry now making their appearance. You have the Ottoman sappers, basically, who get charged, actually. France trying to quickly use bayonet charges to drive them out. You have a French force against the Spanish in the forest tree line. They're trying to push the flank, guys. The artillery over on this side, making them funnel in this direction. If they can actually drive a wedge in between the two armies, that's probably going to be best for France. Wow, they actually broke one of the French units.
Our men are running.
You can see, though, Denmark has set up artillery, starting to shell. Man, both sides. Oh my gosh, that was devastating against some land there. Denmark may have to just bide their time and wait. This fight will drag on for quite some time if both sides just sit and shoot at each other. Over here, France has done the bayonet charges. Oh my gosh, you have... Tell me they see this. Mine. Oh no. No way. No stinking way. Alright, France is collapsing in on this flank. The Ottomans are still trying to hold now. Maybe he's going to inch up this line to flank the French, obviously, who are funneling down this road. In fact, we even have another Cavalry bayonet charge. What a beautiful volley on the flank. And it immediately routs them. Now, obviously, you can see more French infantry starting to push forward on here. Ooh, yeah, Ottomans now going to push up this left side. They obviously... Oh, what? What happened to the mines?
Our men are running, sir.
How did the Stakes not get this artillery piece? Alright, we do have cavalry charging in as well here. Oh, we have a big old cav engagement. Looks like the Ottomans totally getting surrounded by Russia and France. Disastrous looking engagement there. Prussia starting to pull back. Things getting real close and spicy on that side. Man, the French trying to use infantry and cavalry to push forward here. Still have reinforcing UK way in the back. If anything, the coalition may have to fall back to the other side of this river. We'll see if they can even actually get away. Does look like France actually is pushing up to meet the Ottoman line. Uh-oh. That is a perfectly placed charge by the cuirassiers. And it's going to make a heavy impact on this Ottoman line.
Our men are running, sir.
Now, there are going to be stakes that may try to... Ooh. Oh, boy. This is bad, guys. This is very bad for the Ottomans. Man, France just shattered this Ottoman army. At least the first little portion of it, you can see they had a field day. Now, they do form a square, thankfully. They do form a square as well, so the only troops that are left can form squares. Still, though, what a disaster for the Ottomans. Over here, man, Denmark's getting real close. We have some cavalry engaging on the flank. Cuirassiers going in with a small unit. Now, this is going to give Denmark a perfect opportunity to pour in some volleys on that cuirassier unit. Well, obviously, why he's going to pull back from that engagement, getting away from the line infantry. Pull their cavalry towards their own infantry. You can see, though, Denmark has definitely started taking some losses here. Artillery still up, still firing, but probably not for very long.
Fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
France is kind of taking a bit of a pace back here. Now they're going to push some infantry up. Now Ottomans did have some troops come back. It looks like maybe they can still hold this line. They have artillery that's still actually limbering up. I'm not sure what their plan's going to be. They may be considering falling back. Although the UK are almost there, guys, along with Spain, almost there. Look at this, though. Oh, are they canistering? Oh my gosh, the canister. Now Denmark does get that charge off. But still, the canister has been quite brutal here. But Denmark is definitely going to start... What? No way, how? How did Denmark break? That was 17 men. That's insanity. That's crazy. Denmark going to keep pushing forward, though. Russia's still going to try their best to hold on. More and more artillery pushing forward here. Man, artillery's getting really close. Oh my gosh.
The men are fatigued, sir. Must rest.
Oh, brave Hussars charging the line infantry to stall them out so the canister can be reloaded. Oh, let's see the canister and get a shot off. Where are they firing? Oh, come on, get some canister off. You need to. Why are they stopping? Oh, no way. Oh my gosh. That was awesome. That was awesome. Okay, I missed the cav charge, but totally worth it. Cavalry going in, trying to tie up. Ooh, the nice flakes from Denmark. Shooting on both sides, break that crosshair. Over on this side, thankfully we didn't miss much. France, though, was starting to push forward. In fact, we may have a bayonet charge going in. And cavalry charging across. I need some French infantry going to push that earthwork. But for now, yeah, Prussia and France, they're going to start clashing in a melee. Oh man, and Russia Cav Corps, I'm assuming. Is it a Cav Corps? I don't think it's actually Cav Corps. Maybe. Pushing on the flank, Denmark closing in on the Prussian line. Things are starting to not look so good for the Prussia, who's getting the whole left flank exposed.
Our general is under attack.
Prussia now in full retreat as France just pushes through the gaps. The UK may barely arrive in time. Obviously, we have that trench warfare here. France and Ottomans duking it out to see who's going to take it. France sitting in front of the guns and artillery still, but they are pushing on the center line. Got a ton of French infantry massed up here, pushing forward, getting into the cracks in the coalition's line. Over on this side, you can see Prussia actually has, man, they're outnumbered. More cavalry. They just keep charging in that heavy cav, having their infantry hold. Somehow, Prussia has not broke yet. They're getting pushed in the flank. They're repelling the Denmark bayonet charges. What a dramatic stand. Man, maybe time for them to start falling back. The real question will be, where will the French be met? I'm assuming the UK are going to take on the center because obviously the Ottomans are still holding strong. We have some of the UK and Spain over here. Just like more Spain is going to push over to help out as Prussia desperately needs reinforcements. Man, Denmark keeps getting so close. Some friendly fire, I think. Oh man, Prussia didn't fire. That's so unfortunate. And Prussia starts breaking against the mass of attack by Denmark. Denmark going in for that melee. And honestly, over here, France has totally driven out the coalition in the forest. Only part that's truly holding still is on his flank. I mean, nice volleys by the coalition, emptying multiple cross-the-air saddles, holding fast on this line. Reinforcements pushing up at just the right moment to start actually making a counterattack. They have to counterattack here. The UK have set up. They are actually basically plugging the hole in the lines. Oh my gosh. This is so not going well for Prussia, though.
Our men are running for them.
Prussia's about a mass rout. And Spain's push up just maybe the right moment to save some of Prussia. I guess we'll see. I mean, Denmark's obviously had some losses suffered as well. A good chunk of their losses. But the mass route, they need to get their troops away from this mass route Prussians in order to make this a real good, viable fight still. You do have some Portuguese cavalry charged in to stop the French infantry as France, and here's Russia. Alright, so he did just bring cavalry. Russia from the far flank getting into this action. Man, it feels like, yeah, Russia definitely is going to be just in time to help reignite the combat on this right flank. Although, the French can slow things down, guys, quite a bit here on this right side. The left side seems to be winning for the French. You see a bunch of troops just bolting almost for a flank. There's an open spot right here in between the British and the Prussians and Spanish. And they're throwing troops into that gap to try to stop them. It's making the UK have to refunnel forces. They have artillery set up. That's actually a really good position to protect the flank. Imagine being these guys. You'd be told basically, protect the flank, start firing, and then they just, you know, you see columns of French troops, and you just gotta fire into it. This is a really good target for artillery, that's for sure, though. The brave Prussian Grenadiers. Oh man, it's a losing fight for them. Oh, we have another Prussian cav charge, trying to force back this French advance. Zoomed out view, you can see France trying to encircle the Spanish pulling back. The British actually pushing forward more troops to stop flanking. The biggest threat right now, guys, is this side, for the coalition at least. Biggest threat for the Imperials would be maybe this side, but they don't actually do anything. Oh, you have a French ambush coming out of the tree line, a column of assault. Oh no! France just went full on onto the flank of the British, and then the rest of the French circle in onto that. Oh my, okay, actually this artillery with this infantry. Wow. The British are answering in kind, and they are starting to break up this counterattack. Well done by the UK. Cavalry, artillery, infantry working well, basically wheeling around and shooting into the flank of that French in melee. And so far, actually, they seem to be staving off, holding off this French assault, and they may lose one or two units, one or two regiments. But even here, you have the East Dorfel, the Holy Boys, ready to pour in some volleys as the French start pursuing. And we do have one British unit that does break. Still, that artillery is going to be super deadly. This is the second chance that the coalition need, guys. Look at this hold. Now, France, yeah, they just keep sending out assault columns. Look at this. This is why you have to send multiple units in at once, because this unit's going to start going the flank, so you have to charge in on them at the same time. I mean, France is full on assaulting. And you can see the British, oh, they have a reserve lance pouring in fire here. So, man, this UK player is doing good. This is very good plays by the UK, taking multiple French assaults and throwing them back in their own face. Like, I'm highly impressed. Not saying that you know takes a lot to impress me, but man, that is excellent plays there. The French may finally get this UK line. Oh, the canister! We have cavalry rushing over here. The first line of the UK is pulling back. Some nice counter volleys. Okay, we have cavalry gonna go for the artillery piece. Make sure I'm not missing anything else happening. Oh, man. Oh, and now the French are going to go for the guns. However, this is going to give the UK the opportunity of throwing cavalry onto the French, who are not in squares. The UK is still taking the center of this assault. Man, what a madhouse, guys. They have Wellington here in the front lines trying to inspire his men to some feats of bravery. They even have some more heavy horse. Oh, France is getting thrown back. Look at this. The heavy cav, or not even heavy cav, some Portuguese cavalry charging in. Now, of course, he's clearing a way for his horse to go in. He's probably going to charge in on this flanking UK, or this flanking French army. Well done, man, well done on the execution of that charge. Maneuvering, pulling back. Now, oh man, I'm cheesing out in the center. France is once again going to counterattack, obviously with this fight still in the balance about who's going to win. And you can see the UK has some reserves, but man, he's probably really focused on this part. He's really dialed in. But the Ottomans are still holding that line solid. France, heavy losses suffered. The Spanish, man, they are holding the line with some Prussian reserves. It is still not over for the coalition. What a stand they have made. Truly glorious. That was truly amazing. Love it, man. I would have broke as the UK. I'm not that good. We do have some of the British. Obviously, the French have to wait to re-engage the center, guys. Too many routing troops is going to cause that morale debuff of French routing, and they will not stand any fight whatsoever. France has started making some more ground. This has been paid for with a lot of French lives. Obviously, Ottoman lives and French lives here. Russia going for the flank, sending in some lines. The already tired Ottomans are going to have to face another assault as Russia tries to go in for this flank. The UK actually may be looking to make a push out here. Guess we'll see pretty soon here. The Denmark line, they were doing so well before, but they are getting slowly ground down in a shootout here, as the Spanish and the Prussians have bigger units that have some pretty decent shooting stats. The artillery, though, going to maybe help even those odds a little bit. Prussia's had a chance to actually get some of their, maybe a couple of units back. They are tired, but they are still in this fight. Now you see what I mean, guys. I still don't know who's going to win this fight. I really don't know.
Are running for.
The Ottomans getting hit pretty hard by Russia. Get some, like, almost like Janissaries. Russia took some losses against that trench assault. More reserves from even Spain and the Ottomans pushing up here. The UK just holding in that center line. Oh, Russia's going for another bayonet charge. And cavalry's charging in. They do form a square. The reserve line can pour in some volleys here. Oh, we have the Prussians. As Denmark starts falling back, the Prussians go on the offensive in coordination with Spain, and maybe getting a little bit of revenge after just getting pushed back by a coordinated French and Denmark attack. In hindsight, maybe if they had shifted troops to the left side to go against, you know, the Prussians and Spanish, maybe it would have gone better for them than versus the UK. Who knows? Obviously, they did try to go against that UK, and it did not go too well. The UK just fired so well. Like, France did what I would have done, going in for a melee on multiple units, but there wasn't cav support. That's the thing I saw lacking. There wasn't the cavalry charging in with the infantry. It was just solid columns of infantry. Ney was missing. Just kidding, obviously. But obviously, you know, just cav by itself would have been a disaster. Look at the push now being made by the coalition back across the field. What a glorious sight. What an amazing battle. The coalition have done something I didn't think they would be able to do. Stabilize. They have stabilized and actually are on the offensive once again. French took such heavy losses. Look at all these troops that are running. So this was probably all Rhine, the France Rhine, which is like the 1799. So this is almost pre-Napoleon. This is like right after the Revolution, when they were conscripting a lot of troops in, didn't have like a proper military built. Like Napoleon had restructured everything, I believe. Mass, not morale. You can see they have no shoes. Some of them don't have shoes. They have torn trousers. Attention to detail in this mod, guys. No other mod can come close in detail. Now it looks like it's just going to truly just be a line fight here. Obviously, this flank on the right, it looks like Prussia's taking a bow out for a second. They're kind of resting up their troops, their cavalry. They're letting Spain's more fresh. I mean, I guess they're a little winded. They're letting Spain kind of take a push. France is taking a stand here in the tree line, which is probably a very wise decision. They're going to get a lot of bullet cover. We actually have another melee. Nicely done, clearing a spot, letting the cavalry, well, not totally nicely done. Obviously there was some catching on some of the troops, but still, that's kind of what probably needed to get done. France went for a vicious counterattack once again. But the cavalry seems to have been saving this line once again. Cavalry's eaten into this French line. They're wavering, a ton of wavering, obviously with that morale debuff. Here comes some Russian cavalry maybe to try to save some of this fight. French guns about to get charged here. France is so close to losing all their troops on this one corner. You can see maybe some of them will come back. Obviously, Russia's push up, guys. We still have 39 minutes remaining in this replay. Talk about a long replay. You know, if you haven't, you can pause and go get yourself some coffee or a snack or whatever. Come back. I'll be here. Paying close attention to this. This right flank actually looks like it's almost won. Oh, Spain's going for melee on Denmark. How the turntables have turned. Oh, you got the officer. Dang. Looks like France may not be done. But the UK are starting to get a foothold into the tree line. They're trying to push up on the Russian flank. Mostly all that's left is this 8-point Russia with a little bit of France left. Looks like France going in for another melee. These have not seemed to work very well in their favor. And they get flung back again. This is very back and forth over here even still. But ultimately, guys, what it comes down to is line of communications, which I would say that the coalition still firmly hold. So I'm sure it's going to come down to just maybe not a time limit. It's going to come down to the time limit. That's the question. France just needs to start shooting here and start meleeing. They keep going for this melee. I don't know. It just doesn't seem to be working well for them. Okay, looks like they're still keeping that steady pressure on Russia, actually throwing forward their units to stop the Spanish from getting totally outflanked here. Looks like at this point the French may be pulling back all the way across the river, or across the road, sorry. They have lost whatever foothold they did have, as they're actually back to almost the starting positions of this fight. It's almost like that rear guard action you get, you know? Where like the enemy are retreating and you're just trying to pursue them as best you can. They're marching on the road trying to get away from you. You just keep pursuing. Now this is turning into just a little bit. The problem is the French need to rest up probably some of their troops. If you have more Russian troops kind of pushing back. Oh, we have a cavalry going in. Breaking instantly, breaking one of them, and then it looks like they're still in the fight here. But it looks like the coalition are trying to use the cavalry to pin the French down so they can start just pouring in some deathly volleys. Denmark is almost entirely choked out at this point. He's getting surrounded by the Spanish. France is calling for another melee. The flag bearers are fighting. Man. That would be so cool to see the flag bearers fighting. But back and forth, France still is trying to retake some initiative, or at least force back the enemy with some bayonet charge, maybe buy time for the rest of the army. Whatever's left of Denmark over here is just getting still pushed. Oh, I missed it. Rush away for that melee on the flank. Here we have the general for the Ottomans. Here's Wellesley. Old Nosy.
Our men are running, sir.
And, I mean, shit, I feel like I keep repeating myself, so I'll say anything if I notice it, but at this point, it's been a retreating battle for quite some time. Unfortunately, I would have to say it's been obvious for a little bit here who's winning and who's losing, versus before, when it was just so insanely close. So I guess as we watch the constant pressure being put on this Imperial army, Although, actually, a lot of Russia still sitting in the tree line. They could go on the counteroffensive. They can break the coalition. They've been fighting for quite some time, and Russia's fresh. Cavalry hits a square. It's a light infantry from Russia holding their ground against the Portuguese cavalry. You can also realize it also doesn't help that I'm in a darker room after just getting up from work and being kind of really tired, not getting a lot of sleep. So if I have long pauses, I promise I'm not going to sleep. My brain's just functioning and processing at a slower rate than it normally does. I'm trying to drink coffee, guys. Okay, I'm trying. It's always rough the first day back. Oh man. Artillery, I love the sound effects for the howitzer though. That was cool. Oh, the officer's gonna shoot. Not good, dude. I saw you. You're about to do it. Come on. Come on, dude. Unbelievable. Can't even get a pistol shot. Such a stingy officer. Alright, so this may be the time where the coalition actually stand their ground and just wait for what the Imperials are going to do next. It doesn't look like a whole lot of advancing is being made. The British are going a little bit. Ottomans push up maybe a little bit. Take the back. We definitely have still pushing from the British. Oh, infantry and cavalry trying to get those guns. Oh, they're going to turn. Oh, no. Oh, the poor brave men sacrificing. Oh, my gosh. Was some well-timed canister by the British. Yikes. However, it does tie up those men off the guns. So I guess, you know, in some ways that may be good. The canister's been on point, guys. This new update with the canister. They increased the reload speed of it. They made it way more viable for actually being used on the field, and I love it. I love seeing some nice, juicy canister shots. And they just keep firing canister. Should be the title of this video. They keep firing canister. Here we go. The all-out offensive on the right flank of this Russian, on the Russian flank, which is the right flank for the Imperials. The sacrifices of the many trying to take the guns will be remembered. I feel like there's not a whole lot left. Just maybe 1 or 2 units that need cleanup. I'm going to hit the fast forward button here. I obviously don't want to bore you guys out. I mean, oh wait. Looks like there was a little bit of a fight here. And, Spain got crushed. Looks like Russia showed up. Man, I missed it. It's a bummer. Been cool to see how that happened. I'm assuming Russia came on the flank and they just went for melee. Yeah, sorry I missed that. But, this fight just... It's just a constant pressure. I'm just, like I said, I'm just going to fast forward here. If they're just going to keep running away and shooting and then lose 1 unit at a time, I won't use up more time than is needed. Obviously, there's quite a lot of time left. 22 minutes remaining. It may be time that the coalition or the Imperials are thinking of LOCs instead. With that new update, LOCs matter if you have a chain of them. So say the coalition or the Imperials have this one right here. They would, I believe, I'm not mistaken, the network goes here, here, and then here. So basically, if the French have this one and this one, but the coalition have this one, the chain of network, unless this forest counts as one. Maybe roads count. I have to actually go re-look at it. It could be that roads connecting them, as long as you control that road, which in this case, the coalition still control this. Oh, gosh. They still control this road along here that then wraps around to here, which then goes to these. But obviously, if the coalition have these plus these and it goes to here, they have a line of... That's what it's all about, guys. It's not like taking individual LOCs anymore. It's about having that communication, lines of communication. It looks like, yep, everybody's rolling for the LOCs. They take this one. They could probably take that one. Then they'd have this one. Let me count these up. So they would have this, that's 1, and then 2, 3. I'm assuming they'd go for this one, that'd be 4. And then they could go all the way back to year 5. They could even take Heilsberg.
This building has fallen to the enemy.
I'm not sure exactly how to work. Unless something changes, I'll make sure to get you guys at the very, very end. It does look like we may have in a slight assault here. Like I said, it goes down to the timer. So I'm assuming it's just
this building has fallen to the enemy.
A few LOCs, but it'd be interesting to see. Now, here's a question which maybe people can explain. If the coalition don't take this, but they lock down the area around it, does that stop them?
Our men are running, sir.
From having it? Looks like, yeah, looks like the Ottomans are going for that LOC. They lose 1. Ooh, Ottoman's not doing so hot in this melee. Look at this, just Denmark lines just rampantly just moving about. Not a care in the world. I'm gonna hit the fast forward button again, guys, just so we don't, spend a lot of time. Looks like the UK are gonna just try to surround this one. I still count more LOCs for the coalition. I think they'll still be okay. I think the coalition will definitely still take this. And it will be hard fought, well earned, I feel like. They definitely, man, they were on the back leg until the UK showed up. That counterattack, or it wasn't even a counterattack that the coalition had. It was just a defense that then launched into a counterattack. Talk about a standard... That was a perfect description of a defensive line that held against masses of the coalition or Imperial. It's like Russia's trying to decide which direction to push for. The UK don't want to get into melee; they just want to be able to shoot them. Ooh, Russia's actually getting a nice charging off on the UK. Man, the Russians are not letting them take this. Russia's like, yeah, no, you can't take this house. I'm sorry. This is my house. And, well, it's working. They've held back, quite a bit using the LOC. I suspect the UK probably won't try to take that, but I do believe, once again, though, the coalition have the majority of LOCs. There is one LOC over here. I'm not sure if the Prussians will take it. It's kind of a rough LOC to take. Wow, they broke.
This building has fallen to the enemy.
But quite honestly, guys, I'm not sure how the communications work because the coalition have some on each side. So I'm going to have to do some investigation. I don't know who wins because of the new rules. If it was just a regular match, just who has the most LOCs, it would probably be actually 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Man. Unless the coalition go for Heilsberg, which I'm assuming he's going to do. What I may do, guys, is unless something changes, I'll skip to the end and I'll declare based on LOC. If the coalition take Heilsberg, they will win by LOC because they will have a nice chain of, communications and stuff. So I'll skip to the end and we'll pronounce someone a winner. All right, guys, we have the UK going in once again for the house. Rush, I mean, at this point, might as well. I'm sure the UK, there's no point in holding it off. They had to have cavalry, though, that's kind of supporting this fight this time. And that may actually help out a ton. Oh, yeah, the cavalry was a huge factor, I think. Honestly, kind of think the UK may actually take this after all. They got cavalry and infantry support this time. They have their general nearby. Ooh. All right, we got cavalry trying to go for the support. They seem to, the cavalry's catching them as they're running into the house. Will they break them? They break them. And I think the UK finally, if I fast forward here, I believe the UK, yep, they finally take the house. All right, that's going to finally decide it, guys. The coalition being the winner by LOC. And they took the field, I would say. But barely. Barely. What a hard-fought battle. Let me put the results here so you guys can see. So you can see on the coalition side, you have Mickey as the 9-point Ottomans, 1484 for the kills. Jean-Baptiste is 10-point Prussia, 1923. You have as a 7-point Spain with 728. And I am Razor, 2190 for the kills as the UK Portugal. On the other side, you have Norman, 11-point France, 1059. Antonio Handsome, 8-point Russia, 1417 for the kills. You have Scully as the Denmark, 1521 for the kills. And Nuba as 9-point France Rhine with 1166. And you can see, I was not lying when I said there was a lot of kills on both sides. And that battle was truly a testament to how hard and bitterly fought this battle really was. Man, it was really, really, really enjoyable battle to watch. I really thought the coalition were going to get rolled back, and then, man, that reinforcing British army just helped save the day. With all the Spain, I guess, too, kind of came up and helped reinforce Prussia. And that ultimately is kind of, I think, what helped them hold. They were about to fold. Prussia was basically all but dead. So, well fought on both sides, well executed. Really good game. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys did too. And that'll be it for me today, guys. Thank you all so much for joining me. You have a great rest of your day. Stay safe. And as always, I will catch you all in another video.